You're listening to iCommunicate with your host, Mark Altman, on Full Service Radio, AM 830 WCRN. Once again, here's Mark.
Okay, welcome back to our final segment of iCommunicate. And guys, I want to talk about college. And congratulations to all of you. Quinn, I know you've been accepted and are attending Boston College.
Thank you.
You're a future Eagle. Mike and Matt, I know you've also been accepted to, among others, UNH, Quinnipiac, and UMass, and you're kind of making your final decision. So let's start there. For Mike and Matt, what are the final criteria that it's coming down to really know that you're going to be making the right choice?
Well, we're still waiting to hear back from UMass at least, and one of the main reasons why I want to go there is because my sister's there, and I remember when she was a senior and we were freshmen in high school, it was just so much, she was such a good resource to have. Like, she knew what things were, like, she was a good person to ask for help. So in college it'd be similar, and like the whole campus is big, so I can ask her like where things are, like what teachers or what classes to take, or like what teachers are good. So definitely being at the same school as my sister would be a great plus to have.
Honestly, for me, it's just where I see myself fit in the best. Like, all three of those schools I see myself fitting in, and all the programs at all the schools are very good. So it's going to be a tough decision because I liked all three of them. But depending on what happens with UMass, if we get in or not, like that could make the decision a lot easier or a lot harder. So I guess we're waiting on that.
So before I go to Quinn, I got to ask a really important question. Is part of the reason you want to go to the same college is so you can trick the professors in terms of which classes you attend? I just want to address the elephant in the room here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a morning person, so I'll take the morning classes. Matt could take the night classes.
Okay.
Like,
I do appreciate the honesty. I mean, that's the whole idea. Okay. Quinn, what about you?
Yeah, well, for me, I decided on Boston College probably a month and a half ago, but I had basically decided that maybe 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, as long as I pretty much always knew that's where I wanted to go, or I'd always been a huge fan of BC growing up, and my dad went to law school there, and so we were always around, and like his whole family went there basically. So I've had a lot of legacy go through, and we had season tickets all growing up, and then basically when I really started like thinking about college, or maybe before I was like focused on it, but in middle school, like I was talking to like a family friend who was in college, and I think it was like my mom just casually asked him like, he was at Colby College in Maine, and so she was asking like, well, why did you decide on there? And he was basically just saying like, you'll know when you find the right college for you, and basically like you feel that, and basically ever since after that, every time I stepped on campus at BC, I just felt like that was the place for me, and that was where I wanted to go, and it was a great fit academically as well.
So guys, do you at all, when you think about that transition to college, one of the things I think a lot of young adults have trouble in the transition is managing their time. God bless you. Managing their time. So, you know, your parents and your teachers are typically driving behavior and responsibilities. So now you go to college, you have to manage your own responsibilities, you have to manage your own class attendance. Where does that fit in when you're thinking about all the different challenges you have coming? I mean, where is that on the scope of concerns that you have, Matt?
Well, it definitely, Westboro prepares you very well for college, and they teach you all about like time management and stuff. But playing a sport in high school is one of the most helpful things because like you know that you have X amount of work, you know you have practice at this time, and your time to do that work is cut in half. So having a sport all throughout high school has really helped us work on our time management, just because like we don't have the same amount of time during our day as everybody else would that doesn't play a sport.
Okay, Mike?
Well, a lot of people get mad when I say this, but like me and Matt always have each other. It's like a little piece of home. Like we could always hold each other accountable, so it's a lot easier to make sure we're staying on topic when on task when you got someone from home with you, and like they know what you're trying to do, and I know what he's trying to do. So just having each other's support and our help to make sure we stay on task is always nice too.
What about you, Quinn?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I know it'll be really different and something to like you have to get used to, and I feel like as long as you kind of stay on top of everything and just like kind of basically roll with it, everything kind of figures itself out, and then you get into a groove and kind of find out what you need to be doing and when.
Here's a question I wonder if you guys have thought about it all. When you graduate from college, if I was sitting here with you guys 4 years from now, and I said to you, how do you know you made the most out of your college experience? what's your assessment yourself? Like when you graduate, where should you be? What should you have done to say, oh my God, thank God I went to BC or UNH or whatever?
Well, I'll say that for me, I feel like it's a whole, like people talk about like, oh, did you go to like a great school or something? It's like, I think you would just want to go to the place where you're going to get the best experience. And so after 4 years, I want to be able to say I had a lot of fun, basically. And but obviously you want to have the academics portion, and so you basically learned a lot, kind of intellectually, but also just like about who you are as a person and who you want to surround yourself with.
And Quinn, from your perspective, so many parents put a premium on, they want, because of the investment parents make in school, their evaluation is, did you get a job?
Mm-hmm.
Did you set up? So,
Yeah.
But to me, that is not always the complete way to judge, because I agree, you're looking for personal growth as an opportunity, and fun is included in that.
Yeah.
So, do you feel that pressure at all of like, oh my God, my parents just paid all this money, and,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty fair to say, like, if you're going to spend however much it is, like $60,000, $70,000 a year, you better be coming out of college with a job. So, I mean, that's definitely part of it. But I think, like, I know my parents and my family definitely value the entire college experience. And because that's basically sets the standard for, like, or sets the pathway for who you're going to become. And, like, one job is, like, that'll last a little while and stuff, hopefully. And, but you really want to have like a good foundation for who you are for years to come.
Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with Quinn for the most part. I think also.
By the way, just so you know, a good talk show is not all these agreements. I'm just throwing that out there to you guys, veterans of TV. I'm just saying.
Well, another thing I was gonna bring up is connections. If you can go to a school and you can leave that school after like 4 or 5 years or whatever, and have a lot of connections, a lot of people that it could be easier to find a job, or it could help you, like another person, like a connection to a connection could help. But also having fun is very important too in college, and just getting the most out of it, because you're not just there just to study and do your work. You could do that. You could play intramural sports. You can have some fun, make some new friends, and make some connections, and hopefully by the time you get out, you have enough things to do to help find a job or help whatever you want to do for the rest of your life.
Despite what you just said about agreeing with everybody, I don't know.
Of course. Thanks, Matt.
I think you guys all like summed it up pretty like awesomely. Like if you can go to college, see yourself develop as a human and a young adult, you can go there and have fun, get a good education, and come out with a job. Like I don't see any problem with that. And like that to me is the most ideal situation that can happen.
Quinn, let's change topics. What can we say that'll get the Dohertys to argue?
Well,
Which one's better?
Yeah, that's definitely one thing. But I know I like to get them riled up with some food discussions. So when I bring up a chicken parm sub,
Oh man.
they lose.
Well, chicken parm is the best.
Exactly, but I have a specific. I love a chicken parm sub from Westboro House of Pizza, which they tend to disagree with.
What do you guys like?
say that's the best one in Westboro.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to have to say the New York Deli. I just had that today. I think they make a great chicken parm.
Okay.
I think you guys are nuts. It's bushel and pack all the way.
All right.
I completely.
And what do you get there?
Oh, I mean, if we're talking about
chicken
chicken
parm
parm,
sub,
yeah,
regardless.
like if we're talking about
I
chicken
just
parm sub,
completely disagree with that one right there.
Why?
The bread's not even like toasted.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
it's the biggest sandwich. It's the biggest sandwich.
Too funny. Okay, so you guys can tell these guys are getting a little punch drunk in here. So in any event, guys, in our final few minutes of the show, what I really want to ask, one final question for the three of you guys. As you transition to college, what are you feeling most confident in, and what are you feeling most nervous about?
For me, I think it's my confidence is coming from being able to connect with other people. Like I am not nervous at all about making friends or connecting with teachers and finding out like what I want to do and who I want to be around. And I would say the thing I'm most nervous about is honestly just maturing and growing up as a person, because I'm going to have to hold myself accountable for everything, because you don't have like your parents or all your siblings there making sure that you're getting what you have to get done.
Cool. Quinn?
Yeah, I just say I'm very confident in being able to like trust myself and like how hard I work, and just being able to work everything out academically and socially. And then I don't know, part I'm nervous about is kind of a tough question. I mean,
Not going all Marcus
Yeah,
Smart on
I don't
everybody?
know. I don't know what I can. I'm sure I could think of something or a lot of things, but
All right, we'll
not
come
off the
back
top
to
of
you.
my head.
Mike?
Probably one of the things I'm nervous about is just that I don't think I will ever have that much time. Like, I've never had that much time. And as much as I hate when my parents are on my case about, like, studying and doing my homework, they do sometimes make me do it, and, like, that's good. But I guess I'm going to have to be on myself pretty hard and make sure I'm focusing and using my time wisely. And one thing I'm looking forward to is the whole, like, freedom aspect of it, though. Like, being able to pick which sports I want to do for intramurals or, like, which clubs I want to join and, like, making new friends. And I think that's going to be really exciting.
All right, guys, that's great. And I'm just, final comment before we go, I recommend the buffalo wing chips and salsa, blueberry muffin, chicken noodle soup diet. That's my diet. Quinn, Donovan, Mike, and Matt Doherty, you guys rock. Kick some butt Saturday. We're so rooting for you, wishing you well. This is Mark Altman for iCommunicate. We'll see you next Thursday. Thanks, Ted.
You've been listening to iCommunicate with your host, Mark Altman, on Full Service Radio, AM 830 WCRN.